What is up, Copy Squad? I am coming to you from the back of a cab in Tampa, Florida. I am heading to Copy Chief Live, and I'll be there for the next 2 days. Hopefully, I learned something really interesting that I can share with you through our daily emails or on the channel. So this is the thrilling conclusion of the Heatseekers sales letter breakdown. This is part 6. If you haven't already, go ahead and catch up on parts 1 through 5. And in this, we're actually going to finish the entire offer section. We're going to cover how to make the offer feel personal and private. We're also going to cover how to create inauthentic or fake urgency, and I'll also give suggestions on how they could have, because they use fabricated urgency at the end of this promo, and I'm going to explain, just a basic way that you could have created some sort of more authentic urgency. I'm also going to show you how to deliver your content. Well, they actually show you a good way to deliver your offer in a weird way, in a creative way, and I'm going to talk about why that's important as well. So I hope you did find this entire sales letter breakdown helpful. Please leave me any feedback on the parts that you did like, the parts that you hated, and how I might improve in the next series. And without any further ado, here's the end of Heatseekers breakdown. Okay, and we're back. So we're in the middle of this promo for Tim Melvin's Heatseekers. This is by Money Map Press. And we have gone over the headline. We have gone over the lead. We have gone over the body copy. And now we have just reached the introduction of the newsletter itself. Okay, and I know this has been like a really long process, but you have to keep in mind, this takes months to write. Some of the stuff might not take a full 2 months, but depending on how much information you have available and how fast your research can be put together. But this does take at least like a couple weeks to write, if not months. So the fact that it takes us, maybe probably 2-3 hours to dissect it is a fraction of the amount of time the copywriter spent writing this. So to put it in perspective, you have to invest this time to break it down thoroughly. And I guess I'm kind of just justifying to you now why it's taking so long, because 3 hours is nothing, is all I'm trying to say, man. Like 3 hours to go through someone's weeks of work, that's a pretty good investment, man. All right, so let's move ahead and look at what we're going to be getting into. And when we get into an offer section, I like that. I wish I'd thought ahead and like wrote down some of this stuff, but you're going to see a lot of the same elements in pretty much every offer section. I feel like that's something I should have written out so that I could like kind of refer to it as we go along. In baseball, Heatseekers is a crushing line drive, fast, furious, extremely effective hit. You may easily put a player on second or third base. Someone who has produced one winning trade after another, I consider myself to be a walking, talking Heatseeker, person who hits relentless line drives every time I come to bat. Okay, cool. You explained why you call it Heatseeker. If you're reading this presentation, I want to make you a Heatseeker as well. Rest assured, this will be unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Okay, this is a new novel way to make money fast. You've never seen anything like this before. It has to be new and novel. Does that look like new and novel? Okay. If it's not new and novel, no one's going to buy it. So before you start writing anything, can you tell yourself, convince yourself, and convince other people that this is unlike anything they've ever seen before? Because if you can't say that, nobody's going to buy it. Because this is a stock newsletter, man. We're going to tell you what stocks to buy, and hopefully you make money. There are 7 gajillion of those. So if you think you can't find the one differentiating factor in your newsletter or a product or whatever, then you are just a pretty poor writer. Joe Sugarman says in Adweek Copywriting Handbook, there are no boring products, only boring writers. This is a stock newsletter, man. Nobody wakes up wanting a stock newsletter, but he still found a way to say this is a new novel way to make money fast, even today. So I'm just saying all this and harping on it because you need to find a way to make your product new and novel. Even if it doesn't make money fast, it can do, whatever it does in a new novel way. Once a week, 52 times a year. All right, so what you get? I'm going to give you a new sabermetric stock recommendation based on a company's war and cost per war. I'm not going to bore you with long-winded dissertations. I'll be communicating with you via live, uncensored video broadcasts. Okay, cool. So whenever you're doing a back-end product, it's good to have like access to the guru Every Monday morning, right before markets open, I'm going to send you a link delivered cell phone and email. Click on that link, you'll be redirected to a live video broadcast. I'll reveal a new sabermetric stock recommendation. Be warned, this isn't Mickey Mouse Club. I have a loud mouth. I don't talk in PC language. I don't care who I offend. My weekly video broadcasts are raw, uncensored, and uncut. And I think this is just getting back into the character that they've been pushing this whole time. I don't think it was totally necessary to say that, but also here, a visualization is always good. Images are great, but having a visualization for what you can expect, oh, here's what it's going to look like. I press the play button, I get to see the video. Aside from giving you that, I will spout my political opinions, gossip about baseball, criticize celebrities. I will say anything I want about anyone I want at any time I want. Okay, again, this is all just like, hey, you're interested in this because we're the same person. Don't worry. If you don't want to watch my videos, you don't have to. You can scroll right down to the bottom of the page, see exactly what stock I'm recommending that week, and the research on why I'm recommending it, what its war is, and cost per war is. Just remember, I'm giving you 52 stock recommendations over the next year. If you can't already tell, I take enormous pride in my success, which is why I'm extremely picky about where I put my money. Okay, so now we know what you get in the newsletter. So let's talk about what's coming next. I have to be. My status means everything to me. I'll never risk anything to lose it. My undefeated status does. So I treat every investment like a life or death situation. At this point, nothing could be more harmful than a losing trade. That's why if I'm not comfortable putting $1 million of my own money in a stock, I won't recommend it, not with a 10-foot pole. I'm only interested in applying my war methodology to certain subsectors of the market, areas I've personally had a ton of success in, and though I don't have a crystal ball, I plan on keeping up the pace. So each heat seeker recommendation will fall under one of 4 divisions. Okay, so what we got here is you'll get this in the newsletter. And this is all, I think this is all extra BS. Scroll right to the bottom and get what I'm talking about. And then this is, let's say, more on the trade specifics, okay? Each heat seeker recommendation will fall under one of 4 divisions. High-flying banks must have the same thing. Prime takeover targets, small businesses, large cash reserves, low debts, blah, blah, blah. To a large company like Amazon, GE, or Ford, these kinds of businesses are like hot donuts out of the fryer. You want to eat as many as possible, as quick as possible. These fucking analogies. That's why owning shares in them is always an effective way to make money, because whichever one. Okay, looks like we're about to get into some proof. All right, here's your claim. Otherwise, they won't agree to the deal. Okay, whenever one company wants to buy another one, it has to pay shareholders in that company a premium to what their stock. Otherwise, it won't agree. This is what causes these stocks to explode. Here comes a proof. This is what causes these stocks to explode. On December 22nd, when cancer giant Roche agreed to buy early stage drug developer, it blasted 72%. Cool. On January 17th, 2018, something happened. Put a bid out for Juno, popped 55%. But identifying these prime buyout candidates is easier said than done. Here comes another one of those 2 to 3 breaks. You have to know how to evaluate a company the same way a corporate rater would, by knowing the company's debt, growth rate, and credit scores. That's where war comes in handy. It gives me an edge when looking for stocks most likely to get taken over. In December, Pure REIT owns $25 million square feet, had a war of this and that, which is slightly above what I normally like to be. But I knew, for many reasons, this company would soon get gobbled up, and it did. Then in January 2016, an engineering and construction thing reported a war of 10 and blah, blah, blah. It was purchased by a thing and it went up 98%. These are just 2 examples. By using war, I repeatedly identified, no, it's not 2 examples, it's 4. The market's most vulnerable buyout candidates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The war, cost per war, and looks like they all made a bunch of money, huh? They exploded. So what do I have? I had 4. So here's 5, 6, 7, 8. Each of these stocks had a war. They exploded. Next up, we have indispensable operations. I will use in war identify underrated, underexposed, underappreciated companies, provide U.S. essential services, U.S. economy, indispensable operations. Okay, give you a little bit about that. We're talking about businesses that do stuff. What sets these companies apart is that 10, 20, 30 years from now, they will likely still be in business. I don't have to tell you that we can't drive without bridges, can't fly without planes, can't throw away trash without landfills, can't consume energy without gas or alternative resources. These companies, essential services. Calculating war and cost for it, identify them perfectly primed as immediate jolt in price. Here comes the proof. Claim. I can do that. I can use I can use war and cost per war to tell when a price pop is coming. Bam. So look, one more time, I'm going to stop and say this. I found this in 2012. They owned this many stuff with a war of that, and this company wouldn't stay in the shadows for long. That's right. Stock is. Dude, that's 6 years. That's not a great game. But that's good copy, right? Because it's a shit game. It's a boring game, man. But if you do good copy, there is no boring games, baby. Only boring writers. All right. Let's talk about this guy. Again, 2012, I found Chase. It's a pretty big corporation. Stock, blah, blah, blah. Astronomical, 787. That's an impressive number. Again, still took 6 years. 2013. Shares have gone up as high as. Perfect. Now look, here's a cool copywriting technique. So when you see shares have gone up as high as 368, what you're really learning from that is they're not up right now. So or they've gone down since then. Because what this is telling us is, well, it's telling us exactly what it's telling us. The shares have gone up as high as 368. So at some point they were once at 368 and they probably fell down. That's what that means. Okay. Copy tricks. All right, these were not options gains. Got it. I recommended these companies. The price went up. Anyone who was smart enough to follow my advice made a crap ton of money. That's real investing. Cool. Top dollar real estate. This is where I recommend real estate stocks, primarily REITs. Why does a redneck like me love REITs? One word, cash. What the? Again, just bringing back the character. My next promo was going to have like a character element to it, but this is just, I don't want to hate. I don't want to hate on another person's work or writing. It just seems like a little overkill. Let's say that. REITs own large baskets of commercial properties that pay insane amounts of income, office buildings, etc., etc. To me, owning these is like being a real estate mogul. Cool. Obviously, not every REIT is worth $1 million. Some of these companies own dead retail spaces. That's where my war calculation comes in play. By using war, I can identify REITs with low leverage, low debt, strong governance, solid franchise, blah, blah. Number is critical because the real estate company's share price is trading at a discount to its NAV. It means you could buy. No one cares. It's buying a multi-million home for pennies on the dollar. That's what they care about. Just look what happened. Okay, here's a piece of proof. All right, 2015, today. That's over 3 years. 2015, again, over 3 years. 2015, today. Over 3 years. And again, let's see what the original. 114, what was this one? 111, 114. See how he's making it bigger? Generally, that's what you expect to see. Oh, shit. Come on, computer! And then he did this. Right when I said he's always making them larger. You fooled me! Alright, proof 4 went down. Again, I know there's a lot of data, math, and information to take in, but like I said, Heatseekers isn't just a research service for me, it's my legacy. And I want you, alright, so that's just, I circled that because it's like gotta appear in the offer section. This is my life's work. That's what the whole blood, sweat, and tears thing is about. I spent my whole life building this. That is like it's like a obligatory piece of copy for your offer section. I want you to know exactly what kind of journey you'll be embarking on if you decide to join me. Come on, computer. You're making me so angry right now. Every stock in every one of our 4 divisions must have a WAR of 6 or higher before it qualifies. I know this. First rule. After that, I'll look at its cost per WAR. Understand I don't just want to buy companies because they look good. For me, price is everything, just like Billy Bean. All right, I think the copy's getting slow here. I think this is unnecessary. If it's not a bargain price, I'm not interested. As the only undefeated person in history or industry, I have no intention of changing my methods, not ever. So every Monday morning, I'll be on the lookout for next broadcast. This is redundant. That's 52 videos a year, redundant. Now, to ensure you get a head start right out of the gate, I'm sending you a treasure map report chock full of 10 new bank stock recommendations. Cool, free stuff. All right. It's called 10 Tiny Banks with Huge Potential. So this is be bonus number 1. Companies in this report are tiny. Most have, so some of this is redundant, but I guess this is supposed to be the lead into the report. But I'm kind of getting to that. Let's get on with it. I don't know if it's just because I'm sitting here doing this, but I feel like any reader might be feeling the same thing. Companies report are tiny. Most have less than $10 million market cap. They trade almost by appointment, and it can take days to purchase a 1,000 share block. But don't let their size scare you. Just like war, blah, 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 war. Make 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised if you ever made 1,000. Okay. And if that weren't enough, I'll give you my recommended buy up to price on each one. Cool. That way you'll know when to stop chasing. Cool. Tiny stocks can be volatile. If you decide to be part of my team, so he's not just sending you a report. He's giving you the opportunity to join his team. I'm going to send you a copy of this report as fast as humanly possible. And this is also a better way to say, not if you subscribe to my newsletter. Nobody wants to subscribe to a newsletter, so don't say it. Say if you decide to be a part of my team. I'm going to send you a copy of this report as fast as humanly possible. Do not share with anyone, not your coworkers, not your friends, not your family members, no one. These companies are far too small for everyone to get in. Exclusive. Look, when you're running a team, I don't care if it's baseball, chess, LARP, trust is everything. And I'm only looking to help those I can trust. If you can't tell, Heatseekers, I'm changing up the rules considerably. This isn't just going to be another boring research publication. As someone who never graduated high school, I had to learn how to educate myself. Here comes this. All right, so right now I'm kind of like, okay, what are we talking about? This is going to be a lead-in for another thing. I spent every night at the one place I knew could absorb endless amount of knowledge, library. Probably the public library became my domain. Helped me become master of asset pricing, game theory. It helped me do all this stuff. Cool. As you can imagine, books are everything. They are knowledge, wisdom. It's a lot of talk. That's why every quarter, as my way of thanking you, I'm going to send you a book of my choosing. Not a Harry Potter novel or one of those cheesy cookbooks for the soul, but a sacred book that I believe will put you on the path to becoming undefeated just like me. Okay, that's my sacred book collection. I will never ask you for money or donations. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this. When it comes to bonuses, our reports are kind of getting tired. Is this not focusing anymore on me? Probably because the lights, so I look horrible on this. When it comes to bonuses, reports are kind of getting tired and worn, and you got to come up with like new clever ways to pitch your bonuses all the time. One of the things he's doing here is he's delivering something that's not a report, something physical. I think it's really neat. I really like this. The thing about it is, do people really want to do people want to read? Some do, some don't. Do people want to try to learn? Most people do not want to learn. It takes effort. It takes a long time. But people like free stuff. And the fact that you're going to send them something that you feel is valuable for free and not ask a dime for just has merit in there. They may never read the book. It's the gesture that counts here, if you ask me. I believe that 99% of people won't read probably any of this stuff. They'll probably just get the emails and hope to get a bunch of money. But I like this. I'll never ask you for money. Okay, cool. Never send you the same book twice. Gifts from me to you. First book is called The Boring Way to Get Rich in the Stock Market. It's written by yours truly, and it covers every detail of my methodology. Cool. And now we finally come to the icing on the cake. In preparation for this epic launch, I've created a massive guide on sabermetrics. This is bonus number 2. It takes you deep into the world of statistical theory and empirical analysis. It's 4 volumes. It's catalog, lays it all out for you in black and white. It's called Sabermetrics Compendium. Okay, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4. Similarities between baseball and investing, comprehensive overview of war, primer for division on Heatseekers. If you decided to join me on this journey, instead of saying if you sign up today, first thing I suggest you do is review this 4-volume compendium. Now, I don't like this one. Like I said earlier, I don't think people want to read a lot. This just seems like heavy reading. After that, you'll want to start watching my uncensored video broadcasts. They go live every Monday morning. So you have everything you need to start investing immediately. Boom. Given this is my first major foray into the world of financial publishing, I've gone to great lengths to plan, outline, and prep for this launch. The sheer amount of information I'm making available to you is mind-boggling. Let's add everything up. This is called the recap. And then this right here, this is going to explain why it's so cheap, why it's such a great deal. I've gone to great lengths to plan, outline, prep for this launch. Join Heatseekers, here's what you're going to receive. Every week, I'm going to reveal a new stock recommendation. Cool. You get the volumes of books, 10 tiny banks with huge potential, boring way to get rich in the stock market, urgency. Boom. Today I'm only 500 people in the door, and that's not a typo. I'm really interested to see how he justifies, fudge, I need to make this bigger. I'm really interested to see how he justifies only allowing 500 people in. Heatseekers is not a research product, not just a research product to me, it's my legacy. More importantly, it is a chance for me to build a team. Team is not just a collection of ragtag individuals, so he's just going to qualify the reader. It's a mutual commitment, a bond of like-minded people, chance to create something extraordinary. Alright, so he's offering a sense of community. Whenever it's time to capture our profits or cut a loss short, God willing, will never happen. I'll send you a payout alert. Never leave you hanging. We'll hold boardroom meetings as well. Here's another piece of value. You can join me and your fellow members. You can submit your questions. I'll answer the most popular ones. I've built a members-only website where you can trade ideas, submit questions. Oh my God. A forum for members. You'll find a host of powerful investment tools and resources. So I'm pulling out all the stops, but I have to keep our ranks small because many of the companies I'm targeting are small. Okay, here's your reason. And if I let too many people on our team, the more risk I take in inflating our recommendations. I'll not take that risk on now and ever. Only open to 500 people. That means some of you will get in, most people not. I like that, but most will not. What I'm offering you is a chance to be a part of something spectacular, first ever financial research publication around sabermetrics. In case you forget, I have 119 trades and 0 realized losses. Unless the world ends tomorrow, I see no reason that would ever change. So the question is, do you want to join the only undefeated team in the league? Here comes the invite. If you say yes, I'll send you. So he's not asking to subscribe. Okay, join the only undefeated team. Wow, we're almost done. Not if you subscribe. And that's very important. We're not offering we are offering a newsletter. We're not selling the newsletter, we're selling the team. Alright, do you want to join the only undefeated team? Be a winner? If you say yes, I'll give you this, I'll give you this, plus you'll get this, and you'll receive this and this. I never would have thought in a million years that a redneck like me could wind up at the top of the investing world. But lo and behold, it's exactly where I am today. This is your one shot to tag along. Boop. If you want in, click the link below. All right, what they can expect. What to do now. Okay, it'll take you to an exclusive order form. Sign up and you become a member of my team instantly. If you have questions about the service, how it worked for you, I encourage you to contact a reliable customer service team. Mention priority code. Okay, this code could actually be total BS, and it just gets you to think, ooh, bonus, I'm gonna call that number. And then you get on a sales team with a sales professional who's actually really good at making you buy their newsletter. Your spot in Heatseekers is waiting for you. Do yourself a favor and get in while you can. It's time to play ball. Tim Melvin. Okay, so that's the end. So one of the things I kind of want to hit on is there isn't much urgency in this promo. Even in the offer section, the 500 thing kind of just like comes in out of nowhere, like, oh snap, we didn't put any urgency in this promo. There's no date. The urgency factor is kind of feels inauthentic. I don't want to say inauthentic, but it feels fabricated. It feels like you kind of made that up a little bit. I could argue that. So that comes into play. It's a lot more effective if you can give them like a hardline date and a reason for the date, but that's a lot harder to do when your system works in perpetuity. How do you do that? So one of the things they could have done is, it would require the editorial guys or whoever in the production team to write more work, but you could have made your report about the 3 things that are primed to explode by next Friday. Instead of, here's 10 things, you could say, here's the 1 or 2 things that'll blow up between now and next Monday. Now you have a authentic reason for urgency. And if you want to get in on potentially 200% gains, just like these other gains, you need to get in by next Friday. But yeah, so that's like the one thing I did notice, like right from the very beginning and the get-go, when we were analyzing the headline, we kind of noticed that it did not have an urgency factor. It's right here. Unique, useful, no urgency. And that kind of continued throughout. I see some cool little elements of this promo that I did like. They definitely hammered the character in your grill, talking about redneck, 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 look at my truck, redneck, redneck. As far as the offering, I do like the Sacred Book Collection. That's a cool gesture. Whenever you're doing your offer, you want to try to deliver it in the weirdest way possible. Like, you don't want to just give them a free report. Everyone does that. I mean, you've got internet marketers who are like 14 years old and don't know a thing about whatever they're making their free report about, are able to do this. So you've got to be creative. I'm going to break this into pieces so it's more digestible and make it like a series or something. I'm going to do more of these too, and this is honestly to keep myself on the ball. And I feel like the more of these I do, the more efficient I'll be about combing through them more quickly. I'll figure it out. Let me know, actually. Tell me what I can do. If you're still here somehow, just tell me what I can do better. Tell me anything. Talk shit. Tell me I did great. Tell me I helped you change your life, or I don't know anything about copy. Anything you can send, because I feel like this is it's an okay first run, but I could definitely do a lot better. Oh yeah, no. There's one more thing. The PDF, this PDF here that I've got, I'm going to save it and I'm going to put a link in the description. And I should have been saying this throughout. I'm going to put a link in the description if you want these notes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these. Tell your friends who write copy. Check out, click the link below to get the PDF. And I'm going to give you more stuff about my website. I'm going to build a website or something later, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to have all sorts of copy stuff on it. All right, thanks for watching. My name's Kyle. Love you. Bye.